just so lovely here in England. And yes, I'm saying lovely because that's what they say here. It's been so amazing meeting so many awesome people. So we got connected on a Candle in the Window, a hospitality network for Christians. The person that we actually reached out to didn't have availability at their house. So then they reached out to another family in their church, and we're staying with them.
Jerry, if you're watching, thanks for making the recommendation for a Candle in the Window. We're really excited.
Very warm welcoming. We had an amazing dinner last night. Their daughter, who is close to my age, came over with her husband, and we just had such a great time fellowshipping. This morning we got to go to church with them, and that's just one thing I'm super excited about doing, is to go to different churches around the world. In church today, he was talking about just that if God gives you an idea or a thing to do, even if you don't know exactly how it's going to work out, just go ahead and do it, and then God will give you the direction further on. And we were talking about Moses. And, you know, Moses, he didn't know exactly, after the burning bush, he didn't know all the steps that was going to take place. He probably just thought he'd go to Pharaoh and say, let my people go, and it'd be released. But he didn't know all the process. But through it, he walked in faith. It was perfect timing because my mind was wandering to, oh my goodness, like starting to get a little bit overwhelmed, thinking how amazing this is that we can speak the same language. What is it going to be like in 3 weeks from now when we are in Scandinavia or Eastern Europe and I'm not going to know the language? And, you know, at that moment he said, when God gives you a plan, follow through in faith and the details will basically work themselves out. And it was very reassuring because it was just what I needed to hear at that moment, that I don't need to plan every day this next year. Otherwise, I will literally freak myself out. Staying in here. Sorry, my stuff's not picked up. A nice bed. Just feels so warm and welcome, and I feel very loved. And I almost feel guilty too because I want to do something in return, and just, you know, their kindness has been amazing towards us. And we just are so thankful, and also at the same time, like, oh my goodness, like, what can we do for you? So I think the best thing that we can do is when we get back to the Springs is do the same for other people that are coming through. So yeah, it's a lovely English home, and we are just so happy to be here. Currently working right now, doing some more website stuff because he is meeting with a client tomorrow, and I'm just editing some video. And then later this afternoon, the person that we had first reached out to on a Candle in the Window, we're going to her house for a barbecue. So it's seriously been amazing. So we just got an hour and a half nap. Peter's locking up and we're on our way to going to the barbecue. And this is outside of their home that we're staying with.
I just went to the left side of the car because that's where I'm used to going.
He's such a good little
What I have?
boomerang.
Bodies and the fellowship to our souls. Amen.
Amen.
My lighthouse, and I will trust the promise, and you will carry me.
So the barbecue was so much fun. It was just so great to be around the youth here. Then the mother, she's from Northern Ireland, and so then we got her contact information, and maybe staying with her when we go up there. She had been a missionary in India, and she was sharing with me 10 years it took her and her husband to become pregnant with their first. But it was just so neat to hear her story and her testimony. And she said, I think all of India was praying for us to have a child. And so it was just encouraging, as you know, Peter and I definitely would love to one day have a family of our own. That, you know, even after 5 years, that's okay, because God can still work miracles.